back to Adams News this morning. 9:18 right now on our snowy Sunday morning. Taking a live look, Mahwah, New Jersey. People still on the roadways, and no matter how hard the crews are working, it is going to be nearly impossible to keep the roadways clear because once one pass of the plow goes through, we're adding snow right back on top of that. And I know crews have been out for days now with salt and brine, with temperatures this frigid. Even that doesn't do a whole lot. Right now, air temperature of 11 in the park, feeling 2 degrees below zero as that gusty wind really ramps up right as our snowfall rates ramp up this afternoon as well. Here's a look at the radar. You can see actual air temperature in the single digits and low teens, snow across the board, winter storm warnings in effect since first thing this morning. This takes us into tomorrow afternoon, and it's really because of the impact this snow leaves behind. Snow-packed roadways by this afternoon. In fact, we're already seeing it. You just saw that. It's only 9:19, but also with the blowing snow, that limits visibility, and that'll add another layer of danger in terms of travel. So the best advice, stay off the roads. We're just getting this thing started. You see as we zoom out on radar how much snow is off to our west, and that's headed this direction. We'll see snow for the bulk of the daylight hours before that transition to a bit of a sleet or ice mix from New York City south and east. But this is the spot that we'll see snow straight through tonight, even as we move into Monday morning. So snow total is going to be most impressive for northwest New Jersey and the lower Hudson Valley. Will not be surprised to see any of these spots eclipse a foot as we move throughout the day. Seeing that steady, heavy snow over through Fairfield County, Suffolk County, widespread snow. Same story for Nassau. As you move into the 5 boroughs, widespread steady snow here, but snowfall intensity hasn't quite picked up yet. It will. As we look at New Jersey, seeing snow across the entire state, and those accumulations started even earlier as they saw the snow first. I want to send it to Brittany Bell here up in our weather center. The radar clearly really active, but Brittany, you're looking at some of the snowfall rates within this wider area of snow to give us a better look at how much we expect to stack up the next couple of hours.
And Danny, already seeing some impressive snowfall rates so far this morning. That's why totals already approaching 1 to 3 inches all around the tri-state. And notice across the area, across portions of New Jersey, 1 to 2 inch per hour snowfall rates. Also seeing a ½ inch per hour across sections of Orange County and Dutchess County. And these rates will continue to intensify, especially later this morning throughout the early afternoon hours. I want to show you that hour-by-hour forecast for the rates for Central Park. By 11 o'clock to noon, we could have snowfall rates approaching 2 inches per hour. Still very heavy, close to 1 to 2 p.m. And then later this afternoon, as we start to tap into that warmer air higher up in the atmosphere, that's when we add sleet into the mix, and that will knock down some of those rates of more sleet mixing in. But even with the sleet, it's still dangerous because it adds a layer of ice on top of the snow that fell so far this morning. But a different story shaping up for portions of northwest New Jersey and the Hudson Valley. You hold on to those snowfall rates approaching 1 to 2 inches per hour longer throughout this afternoon, possibly as late as 6 to 7 this evening. And across spots like Newburgh, you have to wait until later this evening, well after sunset, for those rates to begin to taper off. Now, a different story for portions of central New Jersey. You will see rates closer to 1.5 inches to 2 inches through noon, and then around 1 to 2 p.m., you get into that sleep earlier, and that's why your rates will continue to go down quicker as we head throughout the afternoon. But bottom line, Danny, travel will be dangerous. Even with that sleep, the danger isn't over because it adds that icy layer on top of the snow, making travel dangerous.
Right, and we want to make that clear. It's not that things get better once the sleet starts. It's just that the snowfall total is slow, but there's a whole added layer of danger with how slick it will be. So let's get right to the futurecast as the steady widespread snow continues. But as Brittany just showed us, the intensity pops up. So even though it looks like it's just more of the same, it's not. This snowfall will be more intense as the rates really start to climb. That takes us into late afternoon, early evening, with that transition to sleet expected sometime after about 3 p.m. from New York City, south and east. This continues through this evening. The sun sets today at 5:05. From there, this sleet from the city south and east takes us into late tonight as straight snow continues for the lower Hudson Valley and northeast New Jersey. Intensity will start to taper heading toward 9-10 o'clock. And overnight, there could be a lull, but we're still not done yet. Looks like one more push of light to moderate snow as we move toward first thing Monday morning, and then we can kick out this storm system as we move into midday Monday. We'll wrap up snow chances, and from there, it's all about the cold conditions. So looking at snowfall expectations, we do anticipate a foot to a foot and a half north and west of New York City, and it does look like we're on pace for that, given what has already fallen and how intense the snow will be moving toward midday. From the city south and east, it's more like 6 to 12 inches. That is dependent on that sleet changeover, but remember, that doesn't wrap up snow totals. It just slows them as that layer of ice kind of adds on top. So here's a look at the hour by hour. This is actual air temperature in the teens today as the snow continues transitioning to sleet tonight. But when you factor in the wind, it will feel like single digits. It's a big part of the weather story. With gusts today 30 to 40 miles per hour, limiting visibility because of blowing snow, but also making it feel brutally cold as the heavy snow continues. Tonight, some sleet or ice from the city south and east. Snow continues up north. A little bit of light snow first thing Monday morning. We wrap up those snow chances, but what does not exit is the cold. We settle into a stretch of really cold conditions. We're looking at highs in the teens and 20s, which means that everything that falls today sticks around. We have a cold stretch ahead. It doesn't look like we climb above the freezing mark until the start of February. That was the AccuWeather forecast.